What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another one of my YouTube channels. So, as I promised on Instagram and Facebook, which you can follow me at the Overcomer123 and Desmond Taylor on Facebook, that I would make my famous drumroll seafood rice. Yes, I'm gonna be making seafood rice. Everyone requested it, and I'm gonna do it for you guys. Here's some of my ingredients, okay? I have half of an onion, minced. I have minced garlic. I have a half of a red bell pepper, a half of a green bell pepper. I have about 4 strings of thyme. I have 2 packets of Sazon. I have 4 bay leaves. This is a lot of ingredients. I also have my famous Sicilian olive oil, which I got from Italy in Venice, guys. This is a very, very good olive oil, but you can use veggie oil or your own olive oil if you like. I'm gonna be using seafood creole blend. I'm gonna be using Old Bay seasoning. I'm gonna be using a little seasoning salt, and I'm also gonna be using tomato paste, okay? And then we may need some salt. We'll see how it tastes, and then we'll go from there. I have half of a stick of butter. Then I have my seafood. I have my crab legs. I have shrimp. I have jumbo shrimp. And then I also have my lump crab, which I've already seasoned with Cajun seasoning and with seasoning salt. So let's go. Let's prepare this dish, guys. So I've let my pot get hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my Sicilian olive oil, okay? This is the best olive oil I've ever tasted, okay? I'm actually gonna use about 5 tablespoons of olive oil, okay? And you wanna turn your eye down, and then we're gonna do like we always do, guys. We're gonna start to add our veggies. So in goes the onion, the garlic, the bell pepper, and what we wanna do is we wanna let our veggies cook. So the most important thing about this dish is, like we've mentioned in our jambalaya video, is the shell. So basically I have my crab, and the shell is gonna give it a really, really good flavor. So I'm actually gonna let this boil for a while so that we can get the taste of the crab. The jumbo shrimp, I'm also gonna leave the shell on it. But guys, we are really gonna season these things up. When I tell you we're gonna season them to perfection, we're really gonna season them to perfection, okay? So there is a dish called, if I'm not mistaken, paella. It's a Hispanic dish where they use like seafood and they also use chicken, but this is basically just like an African American comfort food that we all love. This is a really good dish that we whip together when we want to take something great to a party. So with seafood, you basically want to make sure you get a really good garlic flavor. I find that with seafood, garlic and crabs or garlic and shrimp, I mean, we've always heard of like garlic seafood. It really gives it a really, really good flavor. So what I have next is I have tomato paste, okay? I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Tomato paste is basically gonna give our rice a good flavor and a nice color. And I'm just gonna let it saute with my veggies. You don't wanna put too much tomato paste because you don't want the tomato to be overbearing. This smells really good like it always does. Look at the color, guys. This is the exact color that you want. We don't have to really worry about our veggies cooking down too soft because, like I said, we're gonna boil the shells or the crabs and the shrimp. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my Sazon. You can find this in Publix, you can find it in Kroger's, you can find it in Walmart. You can find it pretty much anywhere, okay? And I'm gonna season my veggies. The good thing about recipes is that you can always do your own twist. You can make them the way that you want it. I always have a problem when you make a recipe and someone says, oh, I don't make it like that, or my mother didn't make it like that, or my father didn't make it like that. Well, that's the uniqueness about recipes. You make it your own. And over the years, I have learned to really make things my own. And they actually turn out really damn good. So look at this color, guys. This is perfect. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my eye down a little, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my seafood. There's my jumbo shrimp. Oh man, I'm so excited. I can't wait until this is done. I'm adding my seafood. Sometimes a lot of people use imitation crab. I love imitation crab, but my guests, they don't really care for imitation crab. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do you guys a favor and I'll just give you guys some real crab today. So I'm gonna kind of mix this in. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add just a little bit of water, maybe about 1/3 of a glass of water, okay? Now it's time to season your crabs. So, as I said, I have Old Bay seasoning. I'm gonna do you guys a favor because like I said in basically all my videos is that I do everything by eye. So I'm gonna just get my measuring spoons and I'm gonna show you guys how much seasoning I put. I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of seasoning salt. And then I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of seafood Creole seasoning. And it's important that you do this before you start the boiling process. That way your seasonings, they can soak up in your crab and your shrimp. So look at that. I basically created a little stew for my seasoning, guys. I know this may seem like it was a lot of seasoning, but actually it's not. It's not a lot of seasoning at all. Because once I add my water, it's basically gonna it's gonna keep the flavor, but it won't really be any salt. So that's why I got my salt, okay? So I'm gonna turn my stove up a little. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my 1/2 stick of butter. And then I'm going to add my bay leaf. Look at that, guys. That looks, oh my gosh, that looks great. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually add more garlic. I have minced garlic. You can chop your own garlic, but I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon more of garlic, okay? I'm gonna put that inside of there and I'm gonna incorporate it well. So for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna let this basically cook a little. Put my top on and turn my eye a little under high, all right? So take a look at this, guys. This is exactly what you want. It's been boiling for about 5 minutes. The shell is really good. Everything seems really good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my water. I'm gonna add a good amount of water. Being that, remember I said that I really want to get the flavor from the shells. I'm just gonna put enough water in here so that I can have my crabs and my shrimp to boil out for additional, let's just say 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw my thyme inside. So yeah, guys, we're basically doing everything. The last step is actually adding the rice in, and then we're gonna season our rice again. I know it sounds like a lot of salt, but believe me, it's not a lot of salt at all. So we have our bay leaf, we have our thyme, we have all our veggies, our produce, we have our shrimp, and now it's time to let this boil for a bit. So it's been about 15 minutes. I know I said 10 minutes, but I let this cook down for 15 minutes. Look at this, guys. This looks great. So, of course, the next step is my rice. What I did with the rice, guys, is I basically rinsed all the starch out of the rice. You want to rinse all the starch out of the rice. You don't want too much starch in your rice. I'm just going to add my rice. The key to, like, if you have 2 cups of water, remember, it's always 1 cup of rice. Remember, if you have too much rice, always add more water. Or if you have not enough rice, add more rice. Next, after I added my rice, I'm going to get my lump crab. You can get your lump crab at any seafood department. If you don't have a seafood department or you can't make it, they actually have canned lump crab, which is just as good. Like I said, I seasoned this with Cajun seasoning and a little bit of seasoning salt. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to my rice. Next, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my salt and I'm gonna season it to taste. So maybe about 1/2 tablespoon of salt. And the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get butter, maybe a little above 1/2 stick of butter, maybe 1/3. This is actually unsalted butter. Make sure you use unsalted butter. If you have salted butter, then you only need just a teaspoon of salt because the butter has salt in it. But in this case, the butter has no salt. I'm gonna equal that out, and you wanna check on your rice occasionally to make sure that your rice isn't sticking to the pan, or the bottom of the pan, or on the sides. And I'm basically gonna turn this a little down, maybe above medium. and I'm gonna put my top on, and I'm gonna let this cook down, guys. So we'll see what it looks like when it's done, all right? So guys, my seafood rice is officially done. Come take a look. The rice is nice and soft. It has the shrimp. As you can see, it's so nice and moist from the butter. You have the crab legs. You even have the lump crab in there, guys. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I hope you guys really love this recipe. It's not as yellow as I want it to be, but it tastes just as great, all right? So like, share, subscribe. You know what? Send it to your grandfather, your grandmother, your children, just anyone who wants to cook, send it to them, all right? Let me know how you guys like it. All right, bye.